What up, what up? Okay, time for some real talk up in here. So I have been on a silent struggle. I have shared some of that. It's not as if I have been lying with my posts. I don't ever do that. What happens is I'll post my food and then I'll see that my mom has ice cream. Or I'll see that Terry has gone to his grandmother's and she's made some form of deliciousness that's so good you don't know whether or not to call it a cake or a pie. So it's been those two struggles, and then also weekends at work. Sorry, I just heard a dog. The food is constant. Either we're ordering it or we're eating it or somebody's brought it in. And these are not excuses. So, hold please. Okay, I had to check on that. I heard dogs barking and make sure they weren't like fighting. So anyways, so here's this, for those of you that have not been following me for a long time or have not been watching my videos or know my complete story, I have binge eating disorder. And what that is a form of obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. And it is legit like an addiction. So let's say you're an alcoholic, which I'm talking about being sober all over the place, but we all know that I'm not really. I don't think I could call myself an alcoholic because this never happens. Alcohol never calls to me, okay? I never, occasionally, if I see somebody drinking a glass of wine, it's like, that would be tasty right now. But I never, it doesn't call my name. It's not like that. Food does. So let's say I come home and I've had a wonderful day. Not just eating wise, okay? I've gotten to where I no longer, or I had gotten to where I no longer gauged my days, good or bad, by what I ate. And that's been a process for me. Not to say, okay, I had a good day today because I followed my meal plan versus my whole day's been ruined because I ate a piece of cake. Like, I did get to a place, and now I've kind of gotten away from that. It's kind of what I'm confessing about more than anything. This might be a long video. I hope not. So anyway, I come home from a good day, regardless of if it's food or just really a good day. So I know it's not me eating emotions. And Terry, and especially Wednesdays are usually a really good day for me. And Terry has something yummy and gooey from his grandmother in the refrigerator, and I see it. And my first thought is to not eat it. And then I go upstairs and we have dinner and we're watching TV, and then it's literally all I can fucking think about is this gooey yumminess. And so then I have two choices. I can either go ahead and eat it, or I can fight that urge and then end up eating it in the middle of the night. That's literally what happens. And that is why this is a form of OCD, of obsessive compulsive, because it will be all I think about and it ruins my mood. It becomes this constant thought. And I don't think that people, even Terry, who, you know, outwardly people would look at him and think that he has this disorder. And I've even thought of him having this disorder, but no, because he will forget that's in the fridge. He'll buy ice cream and leave it in the refrigerator for weeks. Me, as soon as I see it, it's like maybe for an hour, I won't think about it, and then it's all that's on my brain. So anyway, I haven't actually been binging, but because of my fear of binging, I give in and I eat the cake. Whether sometimes I do try to avoid it and eat it in the middle of the night, and that's why it hasn't been posted. Or sometimes I'll cave and have it, you know, right then, and then eat it in the middle of the night. These are not what I call legit binges. Binges are when I would eat the whole pan. And trust me, that has happened, not in this course of time. That's why I've been calling them mini binges, because I'm not hungry. I just want it because it's there and it's calling my name. So yesterday I'd had some of that yummy gooiness, and then my mom had, actually I'm saying yesterday, let me specify since this video, today is Friday, so it was actually Wednesday, June 15th. So my mom, I thought, had bought a mini thing of ice cream and put it in the freezer. And I thought it was Mom. Turns out it was Terry. And granted, it was a mini thing, but still, I'd already eaten that cake. I downed it. Though that's binge eating, and it's because it was the only thing I could think about. Honestly, both of these things were so tasty that had it been a normal cheat, I would not have felt any guilt or any problem with eating it at all. They're so good. But at the same time, my struggles are creeping in on me. And so I reached out to Emily yesterday. And it was like, dude, I'm struggling. She texted me a healthy meal she was eating. And Emily, I just connect with her. And I knew I could talk to her, and I knew she'd be able to help me. Emily Arnold, for those of you that are wondering who I'm talking about. She's in our group. She just rarely posts in here. So anyway, she was like, you just tell them, stop bringing the shit home. Well, that's recently, you know, I made that video about control and not being able to control people. That's what that was in relation to. And at the same time, though, when she said if it was heroin, you know, they wouldn't be bringing that home for you if it was a heroin addict. You're a food addict. And I'm like, she's right. So I sent a heartfelt text to Mom and Terry and said, please stop bringing this home. Just stop. And this is a legit disorder. This is a legit issue. And I know Mom gets it. She's lived with me my whole life. I don't think Terry completely gets it. And so I tried to explain it. I sat down with them last night and explained it to him because he bought another mini container of ice cream to replace the one I ate. He's like, you know, those are like $6, right? I'm like, sorry. That's why you have a choice. You either eat it right away when you buy it, or I'm eating it or throwing it away. Either way, it's a waste of your money, and it's not you that bought it. And I'm really sorry. Like, it's obsessive compulsive. And when I explained it to him like that, he actually got it. Because he was like, I have similar issues with money. So it was kind of it was a good thing for us and a good thing for me. So that's what it is. And I told him to talk to his grandmother, and if he brings that shit home, I'm throwing it away. And I talked to my mom. She's going to buy me Lululemon. And for sticking to my meal plan. And I'm going to reread the key points in Brain Over Binge. This is my plan of attack. I didn't express that. I think my pre-workout Energize is kicking in. So why am I making this in a video? First off, I said to Emily, I'm not talking to anybody about this, but you, please don't share it with anybody. And then I thought to myself, you know what, self? Other people aren't posting right now. They might not be posting because they are having the same struggles as you. And I think a lot of times for me, when you'll see me start to where on your post I'm just clicking like and not saying anything, or I kind of distance myself a little bit. That's when I'm really struggling. And as a coach, I start to feel like a hypocrite. I start to feel like a hypocrite and an asshole and a horrible coach. And that is when I really start to struggle with my eating disorder and my issues. And that's sometimes when I'm like, okay, I need to quit because it's not good for me if it's making me obsess even more. But then I reach out to a friend and I make this video, and it's almost like the demons get off my chest sometimes when I do that. I've been in this place before. I've been a coach I have been a coach for over 3 years now. And I know my struggles and my issues, and I know that usually when I admit them to you guys is when they start to clear up. So that's what this video is about. It is a confession. of a binge eating Beachbody coach. And I hope you guys understand and don't judge and love me. I'm pretty sure that y'all do, and I'm not really that worried about it. But let me, you know, we're 10 minutes into this video, and I hope you are still watching because I'm rambling like a mofo. But let me express to some of you where this disorder comes from. If a lot of you, if you know my story, you can hit stop. Those of you that don't, keep watching. This comes from restricting. This comes from being low carb and not eating enough calories at a very young age, when you are being shaped into the human being that you are. When you are 12, anywhere from 10 up until 18, if you are we're dieting and restricting, that is when this cycle was created in your brain. It became an addiction. It became a habit. I watch people in this group constantly not eat enough. They are restricting food groups constantly. And when they end up face down in a cake, or face down at Chick-fil-A, or face down at McDonald's, that is binge eating. That is when you know you've been restricting too much. And I could be projecting my own issues onto people, but I see people eating just greens and reds, man, and you need fruit, dude. You need carbs. You do. You need those things for your brain to function. And when I see people restricting that bad, I get very, very afraid. And I also get afraid not only of, you know, eating disorders and just disordered eating in general. I get worried about you ruining your metabolism. You have to eat. Your body needs fuel. And have I been starving myself? No. I've not even given myself time to be hungry. So it's not like I'm binge eating because I'm eating too little. But if you find yourself having these strong urges that are not, it's almost as if you were smoking a cigarette or quitting smoking. If you find yourself having an urge as if it's a cigarette, I suggest you might give in to that urge. Seriously. And again, I could just be projecting. And then Melissa actually, one more thing, and then I'm going to go. This is getting long. Melissa actually posted something yesterday. You know, all this time I still don't know how to say your last name. Is it Pariah? Anyway, she posted yesterday about quitting Cokes and teas, and Sarah, she's done it too. Y'all, for real, I know where you're at, so congrats to you. And it made a light bulb moment go off in my head, because I remember when Natalie first started her fit journey, and I don't think at this point she'll mind me talking about this. She was also a smoker and also a diet, you know, Mountain Dew addict, and she still is. Diet Mountain Dew is harder to quit than cigarettes. I'm just gonna put that out there and so y'all know that shit's crap. But anyway, I had told her, because she was like, I'm gonna Monday I'm gonna quit smoking, I'm gonna start eating clean, and I'm gonna start working out. And I said, don't quit smoking. And I remember she thought I was fucking nuts, and to this day I know I did the right thing. And that's because when you embark on starting a lifestyle change, if you try to quit too many things at once, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. And I told her quitting smoking will come naturally to you, and it did. Later. Hasn't been right now. So when Melissa was posting about how she's still not drank this and she's still not done this, but her food hasn't been on point. Shut up! Stop! Mailman. It made me think of that. Like, I wonder if part of my problem is that I've quit drinking. And I am trying to relieve that stress elsewhere. Like I said, alcohol does not call to me, but being with my friends does. Like, seeing my friends having a good time when they went to the beach and hearing their stories about crazy drunkenness still sounds fun to me. And not being able to do that kind of makes me sad. But I know at the same time, I'm not going to go be a crazy person not drunk. If that makes sense. So I think I have to allow myself grace in that. And I'm admitting all this and laying it all out there so that you guys can know where my head is at. And I think I'm going to go back to the whole posting the next day thing so that I can hold myself accountable without, I guess, omitting the truth. Not lying, but omitting. I hope this video didn't bore the shit out of you, and I love y'all. Please.